In the contested waters of the South China Sea, a dramatic and deeply embarrassing incident unfolded involving Chinese and Philippine vessels. The Chinese Coast Guard vessel CCG-3104, originally a repurposed PLA Navy 056 class corvette, collided with the PLA Navy's guided missile destroyer Guilin during a high-speed maneuver intended to block Philippine Coast Guard ships. The collision occurred as the CCG-3104 aggressively pursued the Philippine vessel BRP Suluan, which was engaged in a routine resupply mission to support Filipino fishermen operating near Scarborough Shoal, a flashpoint in the ongoing territorial dispute. The CCG-3104, though technically a law enforcement vessel, is militarized and routinely deployed for monitoring, blocking, and intimidation missions. Guilin 164, a heavily armed warship, was present to reinforce China's presence and provide backup in case of escalation. On the Philippine side, BRP Suluwan and PMP Suluwan 4406 were conducting a peaceful humanitarian operation escorted by the Philippine Coast Guard to ensure safe passage and protection for local fishermen. The collision itself was severe. CCG-3104 sustained major structural damage to its bow, with video footage showing the front section of the vessel crumpled and debris floating in the surrounding waters. The impact raised immediate concerns about possible casualties, especially after two unidentified floating objects were spotted nearby. However, Chinese authorities did not confirm any man-overboard incident, nor did they issue any official statement acknowledging the mishap. In stark contrast, the Philippine Coast Guard offered assistance despite the aggressive behavior of the Chinese vessel, underscoring their professionalism and adherence to humanitarian norms. This incident is a significant embarrassment for China on multiple fronts. It reveals a troubling lack of coordination between its own maritime forces. The fact that a Coast Guard vessel collided with a Navy destroyer during a routine operation suggests serious flaws in communication, navigation, or command protocols. The event occurred in a region where China has been aggressively asserting its territorial claims, attempting to project strength and control. Instead, the collision undermined that narrative, turning a show of force into a spectacle of internal dysfunction. The response, or lack thereof, from Chinese authorities further compounded the humiliation. While the Philippine Coast Guard maintained composure and extended help, China remained silent, failing to acknowledge the incident or engage diplomatically. This contrast in behavior highlighted not only China's operational missteps but also its inability to manage maritime crises with transparency or professionalism. Finally, this collision adds to a growing list of maritime blunders that have damaged China's international image. From water cannon incidents to aggressive ramming tactics, China's assertive maritime policy in the South China Sea has repeatedly backfired, drawing criticism from regional neighbors and global powers alike. The Scarborough Shoal, where this incident occurred, is one of the most sensitive flashpoints in the region. What was intended to be a routine assertion of dominance instead became a public relations disaster and a tactical failure.